Kanye West fooled everybody. What's up, your boy Charles Brown back again talking facts. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe, hit notification bell. Keep sending those cash outs to CLBMG. Join that membership and all you buying that merch down below. Gang, listen. Before we get started, I need you to go down in that bio. I got some new affiliate links, Temu, ReStream, things of that nature. I believe DistroKid is down there. Support the channel. All right, listen. Kanye West fooled everybody, gang, with that. What some would say is a BS apology, I would say it's BS apology because I don't think you can go years. I think Kanye went almost a decade on some seriously, ridiculously messed up foul stuff, and out of nowhere, one crazy Sunday morning, he decided to wake up and decided, I'm bipolar, and it's all because of bipolar that I said all these crazy things. And Kanye went and sat down with, I believe, I like to say Rabbi Shmuley, but it wasn't Rabbi Shmuley. I believe his name was something like Peter or something like that, but he sat down with him and he apologized to all the Jewish people, and he apologized in kinda to the black people, right? I have a video right on my channel where I discussed the apology, and I thought it wasn't enough, and I damn sure thought he kind of glossed over us, right? He put the apology in the not only did he sit down with the rabbi, he put an apology in the, I believe it was the Wall Street Journal, right? So the apology's working, gang. We here right now on this at this moment on this video because Kanye's apology is actually working. I don't know how, I don't know why, but apparently he's allowed in Europe again. He's about to hit Europe for the first time in years. I want to have this conversation because what's going on is Kanye's about to do Europe, which I thought was impossible. I thought Kanye was completely cooked in Europe, but apparently they're going to have him back. And not only that, he hit 1 billion streams. He's right on Drake's tail. So your boy Kanye, somehow, some way, made this thing sound convincing enough where the right people, he got into the right hands and the right person with the right kind of stamp to hit him with the stamp of approval. Yeah, it's working, right? Me personally, you could keep the apology. I'm not changing my opinion of Kanye, and I don't believe him. I think he's done way too much damage to have it all wiped away with one article in the what was it, the Washington, the Wall Street Journal, where all the business guys at, gang. So he put that in a specific paper in a specific place at a specific time for the right people that he needs to see it could see it. Right now, it's safe to do business with Kanye again. Apparently, all the people who having issues with can we still do business? Can we be seen in public or publicly? Right, our constituents, what would they think about us doing business with Kanye? Well, apparently that full-page ad that he took out in the Wall Street Journal is changing some things. I want to read this article because I've been reporting on Kanye even when it wasn't cool. I was still reporting on Kanye, and I'm going to continue to report on Kanye. All last year I was reporting on Kanye. He had the South African show that I said was a scam, and it ended up being a scam. Got canceled. This, that, and the third. He had I think it was the Brazil show. We were talking about that, and that got canceled because people decided that they didn't want nothing to do with Kanye with the whole the Nazi conversation that he was going to bring with him and the Hail Hitler. They told him if he said Hail Hitler one time on that stage, he was going to jail that exact same night. And before he even got a chance to say it or don't say it, they canceled the show. I believe the other one was Slovakia. I keep forgetting this one. I keep forgetting it, but he was supposed to do a festival over in Slovakia. All this stuff last year was before the apology. All when he still was talking about whatever they don't understand things I say on Twitter. When he was still rocking the Hail Hitler song. All these things were falling apart, right? It was it Slovakia or whatever, Slovenia or something? I can't remember, but that one got canceled because they put a petition together. They didn't want nothing to do with him. They had a 1, 2, 3 day festival, however many days it was. They put together a petition. All the people in that area decided we don't want him here, and they got him banned. So they canceled the whole festival. So that was 3 shows Kanye could not do right there, let alone when he went to, I believe it was China, right? He got there late, the equipment was messing up, and they kind of booed him because the show was bad. He stopped early because it took him so long to get out there that he didn't have that much time left. This is according to the sources. So Kanye had a real rough year last year, right? Yeah, some of his properties didn't go the way he wanted, and he got sued. I did a story on he got sued. Well, he's always getting sued. He just got sued again for Vultures 2, a sample on that. But he got sued for something off of Donda, 2 records off Donda. So it just was a really bad year. And by the end of the year, Kanye had enough. He decided, man, listen, I don't want to be a Nazi no more, right? So he started doing he said half the project of Bully was AI, this, that, and the third. And I think what happened was Kanye feedback wasn't there because he put the whole Bully album up. If I'm not mistaken, he put the whole thing up on YouTube. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but I'm almost certain that he did that. And nobody cared. Nobody's caring what Kanye's doing right now. And you're going to tell people it's a 50% AI. People don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear Kanye anyway. But end of the day, Kanye now, he did this full page apology in the Wall Street Journal, and gang, it actually worked. Right? You know what? Like fucking, what was that? Eddie Murphy. He said when he said white people will vote for the mayor of a town, a black. I can't remember what the name guy was. He said. But he said they'll go to the polls drunk, hit the button, wake up in the morning, he fucking won. This is what happened. He fucking worked. That apology fucking worked. Somehow, some way, Kanye made an apology, and these people bid it hook, line, and sinker. He's in Europe, gang. He could not do shows in Europe. I told you all last year, Kanye has very few places he can even perform. Right now, Kanye is a pariah. Before the apology, before he sat down with the rabbi, and then he made the Wall Street Journal, which I think you got to do way more work than this, gang. You got to do way more work. You did a good, solid. I'm gonna be honest. You did. I think he was doing this stuff when Trump was first in office, and now he's got all the way through Biden, all the way to here. So it's been a very long time. You're not going to get it in one crazy summer, where all of a sudden, we did it in the fall, one crazy fall, all of a sudden all is forgiven and you're back on the world stage. But let me read this because apparently the people in Europe are giving Kanye another chance. He hasn't been there since 2014. All right. So this article on Hot New Hip Hop by Cole Blake. Let's talk about it. Kanye West announced a concert on Tuesday as he continues to work on his upcoming studio album, Bully. Still working on Bully. This guy right there with Drake. I told you, I even did a video that Bully was not going to come out. I believe Bully was scheduled yet again. I think it was the 7th time he scheduled it. The fifth time, I think it was, that he scheduled it, and it was supposed to come out in February. I said, that thing is not coming out. It's supposed to come out at the beginning of February. You don't see it, right? Now he's talking about March. So it's just been a weird year, and we're still working on this stuff. And I think, who was it, Mike, I can't remember this guy's name, but he said he's now working on the project, and he's gonna make Mike Dean, I believe it is. He's gonna make sure that project is whatever. So apparently he's getting back with real people, and it's not gonna be half AI anymore. I don't know what that's gonna do because simple fact, Kanye can't write no more, and he had Dave Blunts doing his writing, so I don't know who's gonna do the writing at this point. Right? At one point, he was talking about, it sounded like more of the project was AI than he was letting on. It sounded like it was all AI. I'm just going to be honest. I don't believe that any of it was written. I think all of it was AI. That's why he fired Dave Blunts. I'm just going to be, didn't need to pay the nigga if he going to just do AI. But let me finish reading this. Kanye West will be making his long-awaited return to Europe on June 6, 2026. Now, he did have a huge show. Like I said, last year was bad, but the beginning of this year, he kind of had a bounce back because he did the Mexico show. 2 nights sold out, allegedly, da-da-da. So apparently, when he went to Mexico, it was sold out for 2 nights, but nobody cared. Nobody talked about it. It was packed out. Only thing that you saw, if you Google it right now, the only thing that happened was Northwest came out. No, the people are all set on Ye. I'm just going to be honest. Yeah, he could pack out state places here and there, but a lot of these are foreign countries who haven't seen this guy forever. I don't know if he's going to be able to perform in the United States ever again. I don't know when it's going to happen. But like I said, the apology is working. So he did the 2 shows in Mexico. Nobody really talked about it. Nobody really cared. But at this point, we are at a point where we're going to see where it goes because now this European show is going to pop off. And I don't know, man. Maybe Ye really is going to bounce back and people are going to start to trust him again. All right. Kanye West will be making his long-awaited return to Europe on June 2nd, 2026 for a concert at Gelerdome in Arnhem, Netherlands, right? That's not really the UK or nothing like that. I mean, that's not really like Britain or nothing. We'll see. We'll see if they let him come to like London, this, that, and the third. We'll see. It marks his first performance on the continent since 2014. Quote, we look forward to welcoming Ye to Gelerdome. This is an event of international scale and a special moment for Dutch audiences. So this is a Dutch thing. Okay. The Gelerdome spokesperson said in a press release. Pre-sale tickets will be available on Thursday, February 2nd, followed by a general sale on Friday, February 13th. So, yeah, yesterday they started selling the tickets. It won't be West only performance in Europe. After stopping in Arnhem, he'll travel to Reggio Emilia, Reggio Emilia, Italy. So he's going to Italy and the Netherlands. Okay, making the rounds. Additionally, the press release notes will Arnhem will remain open for a limited run of European dates, meaning more announcements are on the way. So yeah, June 6th, he's going to be over there in Arnhem, right? Let me continue. Kanye West concert announcement comes after he took a full-page ad out in the Wall Street Journal to apologize to those he's offended over the last several years. He blamed it on bipolar, and that's a really quick fix. And some people believed it, some people didn't. Some people say, they get in my comments and say Charles bipolar don't do what he's claiming. And a lot of things he said, I just believe they was what he really felt. And he's got a catch-all now. You can just say bipolar, but he was the same one telling us for a few years. They told him it was autism, and now he's like, they misdiagnosed me. Kanye, you one of the richest people in the world. I don't know how easy it is to misdiagnose you, gang. You can get too many opinions for all of them to be misdiagnosing you. So let's see. We all knew you was bipolar, but then you started saying it was this, that, and the third, and you didn't want to take your meds. So I guess he's gonna take his meds until he don't, and then he spaz out again on Twitter, all caps, right? Let me continue. After doing so, some fans theorized it was merely an attempt to fix his image before dropping his next album, Bully, on March 20th. He shut down this idea while speaking with Vanity Fair. Quote, "This for me, as it evidenced by the letter, isn't about reviving my commerciality." I don't believe that. I think this is exactly what it is, to revive his commerciality. It's kind of coincidental that you get 2 shows in Europe now after your apology. That's your commerciality. Kanye was doing bad, gang. He was down bad. Let's just be honest. He wasn't able to perform hardly nowhere. Kanye was struggling. Let's be honest. He might get his money from what was it, Adidas, this, that, and the third, but this guy's lifestyle, he spends a lot. He spends a lot of money, dog. Let's just be honest. He got a lot of properties that are collapsing, and he's trying to sell them, this, that, and the third. So don't get it effed up that this guy just an immovable object. He need his money just like everybody else. Let me continue. This is because these remorseful feelings were so heavy on my heart and weighing on my spirit. I owe a huge apology once again for everything that I've said that hurt the Jewish and black communities in particular. All of it went too far. You remember he got upset with Sneako and these Clavicular and these guys because they went and played the song in Miami with this Myron guy, right? All these losers went and played. They were in a limo playing Hail Hitler. Then they got in the club, wanted to keep the party going, like run it back. So they played it again, and then all of them started ducking the smoke, talking about he started it, he did it, he put it on. They started blaming Sneako, and then Kanye allegedly got mad because he was trying to repair his image. He sat down with somebody and said, Kanye, listen, these accounts, they're getting a little low, gang. All this, Hitler ain't really paying the bills no more. As if it ever was. You got a Super Bowl ad, you went on the Super Bowl, and you told everybody to go to your website. And the only thing you had on your website was swastika. It got a little childish after a while. It got silly, and the backlash was severe. So Kanye, someone sat him down and said, we got to repair this. And so he started a slow repair. And then these fools come along in a limo blasting Hail Hitler. So he really that wasn't good for him. So he had to go back and start all over again and try to distance himself from those guys too. Right? And they're running for cover and scrounging and scraping and this, that, and the third. End of the day, right? So what was this guy, Andrew Tate? When his ass is nervous, you know you fucked up. Let me continue. I look at the wreckage of my episode and realize that's not who I am. As a public figure, so many people follow and listen to my every word. It's important that they realize and understand what side of the story that I want to stand on, and that is one of love and positivity. Well, this is out of nowhere, and I guess he got his meds right because now Kanye is on love and positivity. Just as early, it's just like, I don't even know how many, it wasn't even that long ago that Ye was really on some real bullshit. I think every 2 minutes, this motherfucker was putting something on Twitter to the point we all was like, please, can somebody please stop this man? Like he's doing too much. So end of the day, now he got another thing going on. He hit 1 billion Spotify streams on Spotify. He's catching Drake up. Let me move this thing out of here. This thing acting real crazy. But apparently, That's the other thing that he's popping on. Let me see. Drake already surpassed Kanye West by reportedly amassing over 2 billion Spotify streams so far in 26, but Ye is on the list. He hit 1 billion, so he's the second rapper in history to do that. So Ye, I'm telling you, this apology, something's going on. Ye got something going on right now. Let me continue. We're talking about hip hop's biggest hit makers on the 21st century. It's impossible to leave out Kanye West and Drake. Although they have a rocky history together as collaborators and enemies, they continue to top all other MCs in commercial areas such as Spotify streams. This one is on Hot New Hip Hop as well by Gabriel Braz Navarez. Let me continue. According to Kirko on Twitter, Ye has now surpassed 1 billion streams on the social media platform in 2026 alone. Gang, he's back. Ye is back, gang. The apologies working. People dusting off them old records, and they go onto they phones and they putting on. They like, yo, I want to hear Good Life, right? They playing all that old shit. But he's back, gang, and it is what it is. Ain't nothing we can do about it. We could just sit back and watch the show, wait till he crash out again or not. It's whatever. I'm just here to report the news. I'm never going to really be a Kanye fan in any capacity whatsoever going forward. This motherfucker could live to 100, and I can live to 102, and I would not be a Kanye fan. Doesn't matter what he do. But I do respect the old music from back in the day when Kanye was almost, I keep telling you, he was almost Tupac. Some of that music he was making, a lot of that stuff he was talking about, Kanye was a revolution, or the rhymes that was being wrote for him were revolutionary rhymes, right, by Rhyme Fest and others. He was making some really revolutionary music. If you understand what a revolutionary supposed to talk about, that first album and some of the second and the third one, Kanye was really barking. Right, and he was really, really on his way to being a very, very integral part of black culture and hip hop until he got his money. Right, he told you, wait till I get my money. Right, he wasn't lying. He told you, when I get my money, right, I'm out of here. And that motherfucker got a red hat and this, that, and the third. Right, so let me continue. Making him the second rapper to achieve this milestone. Drizzy claimed it first earlier in the year, and it only took him about 20 days. In fact, according to Drake updates on Twitter, the boy hit 2 billion streams last week. At this point, he might hit 3 billion at an even faster pace. We know why Drake, that's a whole nother thing with UMG making sure his streams is right so they can get, that lawsuit wouldn't do too much damage. If it actually didn't get canceled, UMG was preparing for that lawsuit to go to full mile, so they started to push Drake at a very high level, and they made sure that his streams was very, very on point. That's why you saw his spikes and everything that he did. It wasn't because everybody, they played it where it was nostalgia bomb and this, that, and the third. He's never going to not be streaming. But they made sure that his shit was on double time because they knew if they had to go to court, they had to show that there was no damages from the record. The whole trial was about he got damages from being called a pedo. That was the whole trial in a nutshell. So they had to go make sure that he ain't have no damages when the time came. That's why he hit these billions so fast. And he can't stop the machine once it starts. Let me continue. But regardless of the comparison, this is a very impressive metric for the G.O.O.D duo. As we're only in the middle of February, it speaks to the longevity of their careers, biggest hits and hype surrounding their next musical moves. Kanye West is dropping his new album Bully very soon. Drake is dropping Iceman. That's his comeback. They call it a comeback LP. That's wild. But at the end of the day, man, this apology, we will see, but it is making some people decide to work with Kanye again. We'll see how long that lasts, and I'm going to be here to report it either way. It is what it is. Let me know what you think in the comments. CLBMG, all right? Head on over to black-yeti.com. Also, go down in my links. Tap that Temu link. You know you be on Temu. Tap Temu. When you go to Temu, use my link. Go hit the ReStream and hit the DistroKid. I got a whole couple other links down there, all right? Lock in. Also, the Patreon's up and running. Head on over there. Lock in with that. All right? I'm putting up work over there. Also, right? We got the every Wednesday night we go live 9:15, 9:30. The What Show. Me, TJ, and Fliz. We ain't make it last week. Fliz's son had he was kind of sick, right? So Fliz stayed home with him. So we didn't do the show last week, but we'll be back next week. All right, listen. Tap in with that record, that off the What Project. Me, TJ, and Fliz, we bopping on some hip hop shit. Go in that video. Type that in the search bar. That Challz Brown. You'll find the video. Watch it. Get in the comments, let me know what you think, and stream the record, the What Project. I'm out of here, man. I'm going to catch you on that flip side. Peace.
Look, mission impossible to drop a few lines without dropping old times when Southern Hill was still a gold mine. When pistol grips was my shit and I sold mine. When Alias was not a show and they told mine.
Elevate your mind with high quality THC infused products.
black-yeti.com. black-yeti.com.
C.O.O.D.
Get my coat, get my sheepskin, grab my wallet, get my pocket knife, and get that hat right there. We out. Grab my pocket knife too. Let's go. When I first came to the city, niggas didn't believe me. I just wanted to join a team and throw assist pass easily. 6 man off the bench, alley-oop pass freely. Suit up for one game and hope a scout might see me. But nah, niggas is greedy, wasn't rocking with him. Unplugged the scoreboard, put a lock on the gym. Told me to power forward, point guard at the rim. And left me with no center and a ball full of phlegm. Not knowing that I'm a dog, a Rottweiler within, with the heart of a pit bull that don't bark for pretend. My bites cut deep, break the bone and the skin. With the level of hustlenomics you do not comprehend. So first I took a block down on the west side end, and then secured a spot with some goons and some kin. And then sent out some flyers, let the games begin. And in 6 months time, the city like that's him. Oh yeah, he the one that moved the hustle to the burbs. And yeah, he the one that knocked the hustlers off the curb. And yeah, he the one that set up shop without a word. And he the one that got it cracking, and all he did was rapping by the Hooters. I kept killers from being shooters. Put a mic in a thug's hand, now he loyal like Pats fans. Take a man off the streets past the needles and crack cans. Promise mama to keep him safe and put some food in his face, and he'll kill for you. But I don't need him for that. Click like, click share, tell them bitches we back. Share the whole location, tell them niggas where we at. Cause we out here, we ain't the cheese, we the trap.